Alright. We seem to be live, pal.
All right. Let's do
Alright,
this.
let's do this. Let me get the link.
Ring
So
the
that
bell,
way.
ref. I just got the notification on my end. But
Ring the bell, ref, indeed. Gonna send this out to all my friends and followers that are following me on my social media pages to let them know that a little early, but we are in fact live. Hold on. Yeah.
there we go. What Cody shirt is that?
This is Don't Back Down. And
Oh, nice.
this is one I actually got it as like a random grab bag shirt.
This is pretty cool. I like the colors. I got a Cody 2020 shirt that I only have a couple weeks left on that I can wear.
I have that as
And then,
well. I actually wore that to Starcast the day after All In, my Cody 2020 shirt, and I met Cody and Brandy wearing my Cody 2020 shirt. If Cody was in charge in 2020, we wouldn't have had these issues. But hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the and this time it is only two, Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined on the other end of the tin cannon string by Eric Wade.
what's up, you
Sending
guys?
our positive vibes out to EZ, who's still feeling under the weather. But I feel like through the internet, he might have given his under the weather to me because now I don't feel well. I feel like crap. So we're going live a little early because yeah, I wanna go to bed. I want to go to bed pretty soon. But if you've never seen this show before, this is the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Eric and I met it all in. We love wrestling. We love talking wrestling. We love sharing our love of pro wrestling with our passionate wrestling fans. That's how we became friends. It's what we like to do. However, just like everyone out there, we're just fans. So we avoid insider terms because we're not insiders, we're not wrestlers. At the end of the day, we are just two marks. And we got chatters already. Holy cow. I have some loyal
Miss A
people.
saying, I'm wearing the AJ Styles shirt I've won from this underrated channel from Predictions. Nice.
Appreciate that. I think you're the only person who's gotten his prize package with how the postal service is right now. It's why I sent these
Oh, yeah.
guys. It's
And
why I sent.
Easy says, or Easy says, I did not pass my illness on to you. Get well soon. He's
Get
easy.
well
You should
soon.
eat some oranges and shit too.
Yeah,
If you can
I
get any sort of vitamin C in you, do it.
I have some orange Alka Seltzer right here. I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, this is so kind of flying
Vitamin
on
C.
vitamin C. And we don't mean the woman that sang the graduation song from the '90s.
You never see Orange Cassidy come down with a sickness, do you?
Mm, that's very true. Just put your hands in your pocket and have that orange. But yeah, kind of flying under the radar. There is a pay per view this weekend. There is WWE tables, ladders, and chairs. And yeah, we
It's
got
fully stacked.
we got six announced matches for right now, and we are going to give our predictions. We're going to talk a little bit about the bomb that was dropped on Impact, or maybe I should say the shot that was fired, and we'll go into AEW and we'll get the fuck out of here because I don't feel good. But I appreciate y'all taking the time to bear with me through this. So TLC predictions. The first match, at least according to Wikipedia, is The New Day of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus The Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin with MVP for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Eric, who do you got and why?
I'm gonna pick Hurt Business. I picked them last couple times and they let me down. It's always that thing when I don't pick them. Like right now, I'd choose New Day because I'm like, all right, Hurt Business always loses, so let's switch it up. And then they surprise me by finally winning or whatever.
Right.
So I'm gonna choose Hurt Business because betting on this horse long enough, it's eventually gonna win.
I think I'm going to go Hurt Business as well. And to answer Miss Ace's question, oh, I got cough drops. I made sure to get a handful of them to get me through this live stream. But thank you, though.
Yeah,
Um,
should be a
yeah.
good one though.
Yeah, this should be good. I'm also going Hurt Business. So next match is the match that I probably couldn't. One of two matches, and unfortunately, they're both women's matches that are announced. I hate saying that, but just because of some of the individuals involved, I probably don't care too much about this match. It is Sasha Banks and Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Eric, who do you got and why?
Sasha. I
Fuck
don't
yeah,
like this
Sasha.
repackaged Carmella. I don't like this new
No.
version of her,
And I
but
and I
but
I remember in 2018, I remember giving, because here in a couple weeks we have our year-end awards. I remember giving Carmella my most improved award. Like Carmella isn't terrible, but she's definitely
yeah, I
not
like
somebody.
her.
She's definitely not somebody who I'm interested in seeing at least in this role.
I think we were talking about this before, where I really like Carmella, but she's not a main eventer to me. She's just a good
Right.
worker. She's like if she was a mid carder, she would do awesome as an intercontinental or whatever, or just
Right.
whatever. But she just her versus Sasha doesn't make me like, oh man, Carmella's gonna win. I'm on the edge of my seat. It just feels like she came back with the repackaged thing that didn't work for me, but now they're putting her right in the main event with Sasha, who just has all the momentum right now going. So it's
Right.
like they're feeding her to her. So it's to me, it's like,
I mean,
yeah,
it might be a good match. Like I'm not gonna say that it won't be. As much as I don't connect with Sasha Banks,
it might even go down with shenanigans too, because there's a
right,
lot. Like Bailey might come back and try to
right,
fuck with it. Carmella has a new, I guess, a new lackey or like a new James Ellsworth kind of guy, wrestler
right.
developmental, that's just like by your side. He might interfere. It might just go down in crazy nonsense, but I think Sasha's definitely going to
Yeah, I gotta do
win.
it's kind of sometimes I'll kind of I'll kind of defend WWE's decision to have this match a little bit. Sometimes you just need a stopgap title defense. Sometimes you don't need the holy shit dream match, months of build up. Sometimes you just need somebody to get you through a title defense to get you through a B level pay per view to make it to the next big pay per view. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes you know Shawn Michaels had to defend. I'm not obviously he's a tremendous wrestler. I'm not knocking him, but Shawn Michaels had to defend the title against the British Bulldog before the big title match with Vader. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
Um, Kenny Omega had to defend the IWGP title against Cody before, you know, he wrestled somebody like Tanahashi. So, like, that's just what happens. But yeah,
yeah. And
definitely going.
Carmella's not truly awful. Like they could have gave Sasha. Like I said, there's people under Carmella, or that at least they feel that way. But and
Mm-hmm.
she's not the worst. This just doesn't feel like, to me. It just isn't. I don't see the big deal about Carmella's comeback or her new repackage, and it doesn't, just
Right,
because she comes back doesn't make her more of a threat. It's just she has a new character now, but it's not even more badass than she was before. She just like put a different outfit on. That's
right.
about it. Like, so I don't know.
Apropos of nothing going on right now, I don't know if me being unable to taste the orange in this Alka Seltzer is COVID or the cough drop that I have in my mouth. Hopefully, it is the latter. But
Yeah, you don't make, yeah. They'll a bitter taste. Well,
mhm.
if you can still taste, that's a good sign.
Yeah, I can still kind of taste the cough drop. So maybe it's just the cough drop. It's one of those awesome Vicks cough drops. Those are awesome. Pay
And
me
if it
some
tastes
money.
bad,
Pay me some money, Vicks, for putting you over on the show. All
yeah,
right.
right.
Next match, according to Wikipedia, is Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the Universal Championship. Paul Heyman will be in the corner of Roman Reigns. Eric, who do you got and why?
Well, Roman obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
he's never going to lose ever. But
I
this is
wouldn't go
going to
that
be a
far.
great.
This is
This is
gonna.
going to be great.
We might. This match has the potential to make the. I kind of have my. It's not set in stone, but I kind of have my top 10 matches for the year kind of listed out. This
Yeah, I have like three to
this
go. I
has the
think
ability to maybe
make the
throw a
list.
giant monkey wrench into that top 10 list of matches that I have right now. And they had a really good segment. It's not really is it Talking Smack or whatever it is, like on YouTube. A really, really good segment between Paul Heyman and Kevin Owens. It is damn good. So I encourage everyone to go seek that out on YouTube and check it out because it's just
Interesting.
damn
All right,
good. Um,
I'll check it out.
but I'm
But
with you here. I'm with you. I'm going Roman Reigns. Roman's carrying this to WrestleMania, and
yeah, but KO, he's always creative in these ventures.
oh,
Even if he's
absolutely.
on the losing end, he's going to come out with some crazy table, ladder, chair concoction that he'll take the bump on. But like, it'll just
Right.
be cool. I'm going to be thoroughly looking forward to this match for sure. Even though, yeah, it's painted on the wall. Roman will win, but I'm looking
Right.
forward to it.
All right. The next match, according to Wikipedia, is I trying my best not to sound like a bigot, but the other match that I'm kind of not really too pumped up for. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Asuka and TBD for
To be
the
decided.
for
It'll
the
be on
women's tag
it.
team championship. Well, okay, two questions, Eric. Who do you think is going to be Asuka's partner, and who have you got and why?
Ah, fuck, man. I just don't care. um, this is the one that I was telling you earlier that there's two stinker matches on the card. This is the one that I was talking about. I literally, I don't know. What is Nase saying? Roman versus Biggie. Oh, well, hold on, wait. I thought she was going to refer to this match right here because who could be Asuka's partner?
I'm with you
I
there,
don't
but
know.
it could be Oldberg. I could see it being Oldberg. Who could be Asuka's partner? I'm going to go out on a limb.
I literally don't know. Like,
I'm
I
gonna
haven't.
go. I'm gonna go Charlotte.
We predicted that before, but I guess she
You
wasn't
know,
like
you
for her return.
remember your logic with the Hurt Business. That's my logic with Charlotte right now.
Just keep predicting it; it'll
Just
finally
keep,
come true.
yeah.
That is a good logic,
When
though.
you got nothing else, you go with Charlotte.
That is kind of a good, but
Woo.
well, I don't know. What am I trying to say? Yeah, it could be Charlotte, and hopefully it is, but I literally don't know because they've been building up this
This
Lana
agrees
thing
with
for
me.
so long, and
Right.
then they finally take her out on the storyline this week, and so it's just like, what's going to happen? But like I said, like I'm always predicting where it's the most underwhelming choice. It's probably going to be Natalia, but you know what I mean? Like
So is Natalia your
it's
official prediction?
yeah, just
Okay.
because that's the most WWE thing that could happen, and I think that Jackson Baszler will still retain because Asuka isn't she the champion right now? Like she doesn't need the tag champ
Yeah.
as well. But I don't know. I don't. I'm just. This is the one match that I straight up just don't care. Just
Right.
get it. I'll probably be in the bathroom for this match.
Shayna
That's what
Baszler
I'm
is
doing.
being wasted by being in a tag team with Nia Jax. So there you
Yeah,
go.
Baszler had the chance to pull the trigger on her to make her a top event, and now she's just in a tag team with Nia Jax.
Exactly.
I'm gonna watch. So.
Um.
And they don't even have a name. It's just Jackson Baszler.
Yeah.
Jaysler.
Jaysler. Jay Zeeler.
Something. They need something. Oscar too. Well, all these tag teams actually. There's not just them.
Other
But
than the only one that they had that like had a real name were like they had the Riot Squad and they had the Iconics and they had, but now they don't have those anymore. So
wow, did I lose you there?
yeah.
A little bit. There we go. I hear you again.
Okay. Good. Um.
But yeah.
Next match, according to Wikipedia, is The Fiend Bray Wyatt with Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton in a Firefly Inferno match. Eric, who you picking in this one?
A Firefly Inferno match. I don't know what Bray Wyatt will win because
See,
what the hell.
I'm gonna go opposite. I think Randy Orton's gonna use Alexa Bliss to try and fuck with Bray Wyatt.
Is it Bray Wyatt or is it the Fiend?
It's the Fiend Bray Wyatt. I think he'll do something to fuck with the Fiend by doing
Firefly. This. What the hell? I don't know.
It's probably gonna be. It's gonna be something
cinematic
crazy.
match?
It could be. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I
I don't know if I'm down for cinematic. I was looking forward to this just being like a TLC brawler, but
Right.
if it's gonna be a weird stipulation, weird thing, then I'll just predict Fiend because, well, I mean, his character shouldn't be losing at all. He knows himself.
See, I'm gonna be a pessimist with as far anything with Randy Orton or the Fiend in it. I'm a pessimist, so I'm gonna go Randy Orton. According to this is the main event. A tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles with his bodyguard. Eric, who you picking in this one?
Shoot, man.
This one could really go either way.
It's a TLC match too, I think, right?
It is.
This
is another one of those matches that could just immediately really destroy the foundation of what is tentatively my top 10 matches for the year.
Honestly, I think AJ might win it, and then Drew will win it again on TV, like how he just did with Orton. So then he'll be a 3-time, build up his numbers a little bit.
Right.
I don't know. I'm gonna predict AJ just because AJ is fucking good, and you never know when he's gonna win a belt because he always just wins them. Like
right.
he's so good, it's believable. Where it's like, if it was anyone else, I would be like, ah, man. But if it's AJ, it's like it's legit. Where it's like, dude, but he is that good. Where he could win a heavyweight belt, Raw or SmackDown belt on this night, or Intercontinental Championship, or whatever, U.S. Championship. So I'm gonna say AJ. I'm probably gonna be wrong, whatever, but I'm gonna say AJ just because I think that Drew is gonna win it again back later, and then build his numbers up to make him even more. Because in their eyes, they think multi-champion is better than a long-running champion.
Exactly.
Kind of thing, so.
I'm gonna go the opposite. I think Drew's gonna carry this belt into Mania. I think they're working towards.
Oh, Miss A says that she's gonna predict Miz cashes in though. I can see that too.
Yeah. Oh. I'm going to agree with that in partial. I think it will be. I think they're going to have, now that they're kind of working towards fans in the WWE shows now, especially by Mania, I think eventually Drew's going to win, either carry the title into a WrestleMania so he can at least have a title defense with fans in person, or he's going to lose it and then subsequently have a program with Miz at WrestleMania.
Well, even if he loses it and is not the champ for a while, I don't want him to. I don't want them to write him as anything less than a heavyweight division. If he goes I don't. You know what I mean? I don't want him to go for a tag team. I don't want him to go for a US. I don't want him to be.
You don't want him to still leave the main event scene. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He cannot backslide at all if they want to keep the momentum up or keep him as someone that
exactly. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I'm with you there, but I'm going McIntyre. I don't know if the Miz shenanigans will happen this week, but the Miz shenanigans are going to happen on Drew McIntyre. But then again, I mean, Miz will still be just as much of a bad guy cashing in on AJ. So.
Yeah, Miz. I just don't understand because on Raw and stuff, he opens up the show where I just don't understand what he's doing with the Money in the Bank championship. They took it from Otis as and their time's going to run out soon to do anything on this because it's already been half a year, I think, right?
Right. So they got until May.
It's what are they going to do? But the whole thing was we're going to take off Otis because he wasn't cashing it in, but now Miz isn't going to cash it in either, or just whatever. So it's what the hell what was the point of any of that? That's almost like James Ellsworth winning the thing for Carmella, where it's everyone's just wondering what the hell, where's this going? What do you guys have planned?
No, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Yeah. I don't know. It's looking like it could be a good show. I'm not gonna be a hater on the WWE. It looks like it could be a damn fine show. Well,
there's a few other matches that I had that you didn't say. I'll just run through them really quickly.
What do you got on your end? Because I was going by Wikipedia.
It was Street Profits champions versus Ziggler and Rude, which I think is a championship match. I'm not sure.
Okay, well then I'll go Street Profits in that one to retain.
Yeah, I think, me too. Lashley, the U.S. champion, versus Riddle in a U.S. title match.
I think I'm going to go with Lashley in this one.
I think Riddle might win because they're pushing his stupid fucking character so hard lately. I don't know. I don't know. It could be fun to have him as a champ, but especially for a U.S. champ, because what does that really even mean? And then the last one was Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso.
Jey Uso.
I think Daniel Bryan, and then Uso losing is going to feel so bad that he'll interrupt or whatever and help Roman win in the KO match. I think
Right.
it'll all like tie in together. But yeah, that those are the last three that I had basically. But
Right.
otherwise that's what I'm saying. It's a fully stacked card. Like all the matches so far. There's 9 of them that I had.
Yeah,
That
it's not a bad card at all. Not in the slightest. Um,
yeah, it's gonna be a good show. I think.
so we'll transition from this pay per view that I probably will watch to one that I was not a pay per view that I am kind of sold on to one that I was not sold on, therefore did not buy it. But something cool did kind of happen on it, and we got Kenny Omega on an Impact pay per view talking to Gallows and Anderson and saying such things like BC for life and making this gesture
Mm-hmm.
and saying that he's going to team up with them to face Rich Swann and Motor City Machine Guns in a 6-man tag match. So we're gonna see Kenny Omega in an Impact ring. Like it's
Yeah.
not like it's official now. You know, I kind of said a few weeks ago, hey, let's keep our expectations low, just because we don't know what the particulars are going to be. And while we're not getting, we're still not getting that big crossover everything that everybody on Twitter was talking about. Even though I respect their right to dream, but we are getting essentially somewhat of an OG Bullet Club reunion, and Kenny Omega, the AEW champion, will be competing in an Impact Wrestling ring. He will not just be making an empty threat on the TV show. He will be competing. So I think this is really cool. I know some people don't like the idea of a company's world champion risking injury for another promotion, but this was way, but everything circles back to All In. Their original plan
Yeah.
of changing the world and breaking down the barriers that's coming to fruition right now, and
On a
I don't.
quick sidebar. Well, sorry to interrupt. I
No,
didn't
you're
know.
fine. You're fine.
I was just gonna say on a quick sidebar too. I saw that Brody King was gonna face Kenta. So it seems like Ring of Honor and New Japan are still continuing their kind of thing,
Yeah.
but this feels like it's more of a important crossover,
Right.
like
Well, it's
AEW
because
with
Ring of Honor
Impact
is
and
kind of the bottom of the barrel of American wrestling right now. Let's just be honest. Whoops.
well, but any crossover
Oh
is going
yeah,
to be
anything's
good.
cool.
And yeah,
Especially. I mean, New Japan's gonna breathe light in anything in America because it's something we don't get in America very often. But on the flip side of
yeah,
things, it is still kind of like, okay, this isn't the Ring of Honor of All In where we're like, ooh, what's going on? It's kind of like, okay, neat. That's my opinion. I mean, there might be some people there that disagree, but
hmm but like you're saying with Omega
oh, I knew it's slow.
reforming the Bullet
I
Club
agree it's
and
going to be a slow burn with something. I just know that there were a lot of people that when Kenny Omega was not the best bout machine right out the gate, they kind of threw in the towel on AEW already. And
yeah, and that's what we've been saying. Was like people shitting on AEW are just people who just were disappointed that it wasn't what they were thinking it was
they
going to
thought it
be,
was going to
which was
be
like the cool Bullet Club. And but
right.
when you get stuff like this, where it's
Yeah,
like, hey, we're still we hear you and we're going to give it to you, but when we can or we're working on it, and then they do something like this where
be
this didn't
patient.
just happen
Your
overnight.
birthday, Christmas and your birthday, happens once a year, and you got to wait for it. You
Right,
don't get Christmas and your
but
birthday every week.
yeah, and even then, you put out a list or whatever of what you want, and then your parents get it for you because they know what you want. They don't just go the day of and get you shit that
Right.
you, oh my god. But it's the same thing where it's like they've been working on these partnerships or they've been working on the storylines for a minute, and then now it's pulling off where it's like, damn, this feels important or and like I think we were talking about this on Tuesday off camera and
Right.
everything where we were saying that like in my opinion, Gallows and Anderson are more associated with Balor and maybe even AJ.
Right. Oh,
But
absolutely.
even
Yeah, because
yeah,
right after AJ got ousted, it wasn't long after that, Gallows and Anderson were also heading to WWE with AJ and Nakamura.
exactly. And then that's when Omega and the Bucks took over and whatever.
Right.
So the Omega and the Bucks are more, but anyway, but seeing Omega and Gallows and Anderson, and it just feels right. It's like, whoa, this is like this is still the cool Bullet Club that I remember,
Yeah,
kind
this
of
isn't
thing.
what they're
Like
trying to pull. I put this tweet out.
exactly,
I put this
yeah,
tweet out yesterday, and I got some people agreeing, some people passionately disagreeing, but I said that Impact is doing Bullet Club better than New Japan right now.
yeah,
The only thing that New Japan is doing with the Bullet Club that quote unquote better than what's going on right now is the fact that they're just still pushing the Bullet Club. They're pushing its main member as this is the guy, this is the fucking guy, this is the guy, this is the guy, this is the guy, this is the top foreign wrestler we have in New Japan.
yeah,
That I'm not gonna beat that dead horse. Everybody knows how I feel about that, but you can have. The only thing I will say is you can either force feed, hey, this is the guy, this is the fucking guy. Oh, you want Sonata? You want Sonata? You want you want? Oh, you want Juice Robinson? You want Jay White? He's fucking switch fight. You can do that, or you can do like what Impact Wrestling is doing.
yeah.
Take your fucking pick. Take your fucking pick.
Well,
And I never
even
thought I would say that.
WWE. They had a cool Bullet Club reunion with AJ and the brothers, and
Yeah.
even when AJ and Balor faced off, and they had little, you know,
Right.
stuff like that pops you better than just seeing, oh man, Bullet Club added another guy, and now they even wrote themselves into a kind of a NWO blue, red brand and white brand because they have guys like Tama Tonga who think they're like and Jay White who's officially like the leader, I guess. But then they have like new guys like Kenta and his own group who think they're like
And Evil.
so they have like yeah, and they have and it's just like you're saying, it's just right now it doesn't mean anything. It's just they're beating it. They're just using the brand or the label as like
And there's
it's
and there's a lot of people that when and I'll give them credit for creating a brand. When they think New Japan Pro Wrestling, that's all there is. There's Bullet Club.
right.
There's Too Sweet Bullet Club, and there's that gun and skull logo, and Bullet Club is New Japan, and New Japan is the Bullet Club. There is a lot of American wrestling fans that's all they know from New Japan, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you actually, and I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper. I mean, everybody's got time to watch whatever they want. I mean, I haven't watched any Noah. I haven't watched as much AAA as I'd like. I haven't watched as much Impact. Or, everybody kind of picks and chooses how much wrestling they watch. But as someone who is invested in New Japan for more than just the Bullet Club, it feels like they're just kind of like force feeding something. It feels like if it feels like if in AEW they would have brought in Sting and just had like Sting win right off the bat. Like, oh hey, we got Sting. Hey, you can barely, but we got fucking Sting. Like that's kind of like it'd be like if they made Sting the world champion and took people like Kenny and Moxley and all these people out of main events just to put Sting in. That's kind of how I'm feeling about Bullet Club in Japan.
It's like I know Ray's not watching right now, I don't think, but me and him, one of our favorite bands, PSOL, at one point had their name got taken away from them, whatever, and they had a whole new band. They put out an album in their name, but if you listen to it, not only was it so different, but it was like a whole new group calling themselves the same band name. It's like that, where it's like,
right.
Wait, what happened? Like, we're just calling ourselves this, but it's a whole new group, and we have a different sound, or
right?
Whatever, and
And I also want to say this: I don't mind things evolving. Sometimes things change. Sometimes things have to change in order to remain relevant.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Bullet Club existing.
Well, no, but what I'm saying too is like
my issue
when
with
you
Bullet
hear
Club
the original band oh, the original band is going to play at the swap meet this weekend, you're like, oh, we're going, because even if the
Right.
continuation band is still playing big shows, whatever, you still want to go see the original lineup because that pops you better. Like that's just a bigger draw.
Right. It's like, you know, pretend COVID ain't going on. Hey, Kenny Omega and Gallows and Anderson are going to be at a show, you know, an hour and a half away. I'm there. AJ Styles and Finn
Yeah,
Balor are going to be at a show an hour and a half away. I'm there. The Young Bucks and Hangman Page and Cody Rhodes are going to be at a show an hour and a half away. I'm there. Jay White and Evil are going to be at a show an hour and a half away. It's like, who else is going to be there? Oh, Naito too. I'm there. Oh, Naito's not going to be there. I think I'm going to save my money, but I hope they have a good show.
and then you got guys, like, come on, let's go. I'll buy you a beer. Won't be that bad. Drag you to the show.
Drag me to the show, and then I see Jay White's mediocrity
Yeah,
continue. But yeah, I'm kind of
yeah.
I'm excited about this for Impact. I'm intrigued to see how this bleeds into AEW, especially with Kenny's relationship with the Young Bucks. I'm
Um,
very interested
but
to see what
you
happens
know
there.
that this is gonna lead to Impact guys going to the AEW ring, which there's plenty of Impact
That's
guys who are
fine.
ready for that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's
I don't got a problem with that.
Impact needs a kick in the ass, or like when we were watching it the other week, we were saying we're fucking bored because they don't have any razzle dazzle. They don't have fans in
You
the
know,
audience, not even
they
wrestlers
got
in the
some good
audience for
wrestlers, but
Impact.
like, there's nothing that
They
makes me
do,
go, I want to
yeah.
watch Impact again next week. You know,
But
that was my take
if
on Impact.
But imagine a guy like Rich Swann or the Good Brothers or a Tommy Dreamer, a lot of people, if they go to the AEW arena, the AEW crowd, the loud music and
Hmm.
whatever, like how much better not only the performance will be, but how, like the wrestlers will be into it and stuff like that. Impact needs this, but not only will it lead to a lot of good stuff and hopefully whatever, but yeah, I'm super down to see the crossover and where
Yeah.
it's all going to lead. But if it's going to have the match with Omega and the Good Brothers versus Swan and Motor City Machine Gun, I'm
I
all
have
for it.
I have
It's
a
all going
gut
to be fun.
feeling the main event of Revolution, we could very well see a title versus title match at Revolution.
And even if not Revolution, AEW has all those smaller pay per views like Fight for the Fallen and stuff
Well, I bet.
like that where
No. The reason I'm saying Revolution is that's the next big show they have coming,
the
and it
next
is a pay
one,
per view. So
yeah,
unless they do that match on Impact, if they're gonna do an AEW ring, Revolution would be the place to do it. Only thing I could see maybe hindering an idea like that would be, do we not knocking Rich Swann's talent by any stretch of the imagination, but does AEW really take the gamble putting somebody who is great talent but kind of unknown to the mass audience, or at least to a lot of the AEW audience, putting him in a
right.
main event over somebody like, who is established?
This is stuff the fans dream of. Like this is stuff that on WWE 2K video games
We
you download
Yeah, you do
all
stuff
your
like
own
this.
guys and
Right.
yeah, you create your own shows. Sammy Callahan versus Moxley, just like shit
Right.
like that, where it's like
We
stuff
dream
that you're
we
just
dream of
excited
stuff
to
like
see.
this, but I mean there are still casual fans that are gonna be like, who the hell is Rich Swann and what's an Impact?
Yeah,
You
but
know?
then they'll watch it and then become fans or get their horizons
Right.
broadened, hopefully. But not only through
You
watching the
would
show
have to.
live, but YouTube will like
Right.
have a clip.
You would have to on that pay per view in order to sell because you got to sell this pay per view. They don't have a network. If they do something like that at Revolution,
They have to have the elite.
they,
If the
they
elite, even if the Bucks face
yeah.
someone like it, they'd have
You
to
would need
have.
to bring. You would need Sting on the card. You would need to bring Moxley back for an undercard match. You would need to have Chris Jericho on the card. You would have to bring out all the stops to make sure that the undercard is as beefed up as possible, just in case people see the main event and go, "Yeah, I know Kenny, but I don't know who that guy is." So you'd have to make sure your undercard was really, really beefed to do that.
Damn, I want to see Jericho versus Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
I want that'd be yeah. I want to see stuff like that where it's like it gets me hyped. It gets me excited to think about it. Even if they're just flirting with the idea, it gets me excited to think of all the stuff that can happen. So good on them.
All right.
Awesome.
So let's get to Dynamite results from yesterday. Um, first
I thought
match.
that so. This was Dynamite. In general, I thought was fucking awesome. We had a group chat where one of our friends was like, "This is fucking awful." This is the first Dynamite I was watching where I was like, "This truly feels like AW came into their own, or they're in their
Now,
own, and now they're like
I
truly
chat
strutting."
on the group chat during Dynamite because I want to actually enjoy the show. Sometimes I put this individual on mute. What was their critique? What was wrong? What did they say was wrong with this show?
Oh, they just said both AEW and NXT suck tonight, and I was just like, dude, I just finished watching AEW and I thought it was great. Like one of the not only one of the better shows, but again, like I was saying, like it feels like they're finally into their own, and it feels like a high production show where it feels legit. Like I was
Right.
like watching Impact, it feels like they have a lot of stuff to improve
This
on.
individual probably
AEW finally feels like
enjoyed Raw. This individual probably liked Raw.
yeah, because of the one person that they are enjoying the most of whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of the episodes where the entire thing I was watching it, I was like, dude, this is awesome. Fucking
Yeah.
love it.
The first
Raybo says he's here, so SCU.
SCU. First match was Hangman Page and Dark Order versus Matt Hardy and Private Party, and
It's awesome.
whew.
I was cracking up for the intro.
Oh yeah, I love the
Hangman,
intro.
if you watch, because that is a thing. If you don't watch BT, or if you're not watching the Sam Guevara blog, because he's pretty much like BT light at this point, or
Right.
whatever. If you're not watching, now that Dark has gone 2.5, which I don't understand. They went from 45 minutes to an hour, which is cool, but
It's too
now
much. Dark is too long.
hours. Yeah,
Rather
but if
than
you,
here's a suggestion for Dark. We'll sidebar this and then we gotta get back on track because I'm getting ready to need that bed.
right.
Rather than just put Dark as a 2.5 hour show, why not put like snippets of Dark through the week? Like on Friday, here's 2 matches from Dark, and then on Sunday, here's a couple matches from Dark, and then on, Tuesday, here's the rest of the matches from Dark.
Yeah.
Kind of stretch that shit out a little bit. That way I don't feel like I'm sitting at MetLife Stadium for a damn WrestleMania for Dark.
For Dark, yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, this is supposed to be a B show or whatever, or they.
And
set
I don't
it up
mind
like
that. I like how they have Dark. I'm just saying, but why
2.5
though?
hours. That's a high demand.
That's
even
more. That's
even
longer
for her
than
diehard
Dynamite.
fan. Yeah.
But I like this match. Still not quite sure how I feel about them reverting to Big Money Matt, but it seems like that's what they're going to do, so they're going to do it. So,
Cool.
and they even picked up the win. So I mean, they're really committing to this. We have a vignette that's upset Eric because Cody and Brandy are expecting a child now. So congratulations to them.
Yeah.
I guess this means the storyline with Brandy and Jade's canceled.
Now she can't do her. Yeah, I guess right. And now they
You
can't
have
do
to.
her drinking show anymore.
Well,
Or she can, I guess, but she just can't drink.
they can't do.
Brandy.
She can't drink, but they had an episode a few weeks ago where Lance Archer was on there making Swedish fish and peanut butter and tuna. Like mixing, that was like that. Like he was pouring whiskey on it, and so now you might see more crazy craving stuff like that. With Brandy.
That could be fun. Yeah.
No whiskey though. No whiskey for Brandy. Archer, no whiskey. I'm telling you. No whiskey.
Lance Archer, that was hilarious.
That was funny.
Yeah, I was like, this is the
you're not
best
gonna
I've
eat yours,
seen Lance
Brandy?
Archer.
Okay. That was great.
But yeah, congrats, but don't you ever touch my Brandy again, you son of a bitch. I will hunt you down.
Hunt you down. Hunt you down for touching your wife.
Yeah.
But speaking of Cody, Cody and Angelico had a pretty damn fine match.
Hell yeah, they did.
I mean, Angelico and Jack both, like, again, I'm no Jim Cornette, but when both of them slow the fuck down and don't just do nothing but flips, they're some of the best. Their problem is they make their money doing the flips, and the first instinct they do is let's do some flips. And if they space out the flips, they look damn fine. And Helico in this match, damn fine match with Cody. And then we have continuation of the storyline with Team Taz and Cody, and Sting comes back out. And they always flash to Darby whenever
Yeah.
in the rafters, like Sting. So
And the new Darby figure looks pretty badass. The
I'm excited to have
Unrivaled
that.
3 just went out. So,
I'm excited for
pretty
that.
cool. Yeah.
Um, Eddie Kingston promo, fucking great because it's Eddie Kingston. Check it out on YouTube. Fucking, he's going after the Death Triangle.
Well, I guess him
Eddie
and Lance
Kingston's the
Archer are
fucking
going to
man.
face each
Yeah,
other
and
now,
then
right?
Lance Archer. So yeah,
Yeah.
check it out because
That would be a good one.
Eddie Kingston's fucking great. And Lance Archer's a lot better than a lot of people give him credit for.
Yeah,
Uh,
but him and Kingston feel like a good, appropriate match. Like to have, like, feels pretty cool.
we have 12-man tag team match. The Best Friends, Top Flight, and the Varsity Blondes, and Brandon Cutler versus the Inner Circle of Chris Jericho, MJF, Santana, Ortiz. Yeah, it's the Inner Circle. I'm getting tired, guys. Um, this match was okay. Like it was a stopgap. It was meant to continue. It was meant to continue another story. It got some TV time for some younger talent, especially guys like the Varsity Blondes. I did really pop for Brian Jr. doing the springboard diving clothesline like his dad used to do. It was pretty cool.
Hmm.
But other than that, it's just kind of a match. It was you needed to get the Inner Circle as a stable on the show, and they did it. And they had a serviceable TV match, and that's that. That's that.
I thought it was, yeah, I thought it was good, especially when Best Friends did the 6-man hug. I thought that was
That
probably
was
the
pretty
best
cool.
they've ever had that go over because normally they try to do it and it's like sloppy, whatever. But it was pretty fun. I thought it was a cool match, and then but I just didn't understand Swagger giving MJF the win like that, where he just purposely tagged out and like gave him the pin. But whatever,
Right.
it was fun.
Next up, we have the Acclaimed versus SCU. I'm not feeling the Acclaimed. Other than the Do Ya reference, I was watching this show with a friend, and they said we just had two people make John Cena look like that he was a good rapper.
Yeah,
Like,
that's your
like,
that's your
like,
thing.
like, like Kaz was spitting better than them, you know. Like, they
Yeah,
seem that they're going to be doing something with them. I mean, they wouldn't have, given them the win had there not been, then they're getting ready to wrestle the Bucks. So, I mean, it wasn't a terrible match, but it just wasn't anything like. It's like a lot of the WWE matches. Like, okay, there's nothing bad about the match, but it's just kind of like it's there. This wasn't
yeah.
must see TV. Other than them, again, this was meant to just hype up a match for next week. Hey, you got to do that sometimes when you're doing wrestling shows. But if you would have missed this match and just heard, hey, they're challenging the Young Bucks, that's all you need to know. You would have. Your life will be just as fulfilled hearing, oh, hey, the Acclaimed challenged the Young Bucks after they beat SCU. Oh, that's cool. Than if you would have sat down and watched the whole match. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
I thought it was hilarious though when Kaz had his little rap comeback. But yeah, pretty good. They've been building up Acclaim too on Dark a lot and
Right.
stuff like that. But like I said, if you don't watch any of that stuff and stuff, you can
I
watch
watch
this and
Dark
go
when I
like,
have
who are these guys,
time.
or what did not understanding completely. But if you watch all of it, then yeah, you'll get it. But they're cool.
Um, have a segment with Britt Baker attacking Thunder Rosa, pouring water on her face to wipe off her face paint. They're good that they're continuing that program because it means more Thunder Rosa, and hopefully she signs that contract. And then we have Big Swole and Serena Deeb versus Diamante and Ivelisse. Good little match. And then Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose came out, and I mean, they have more. I'll give them credit. They have three concurrent for a company that's women's division gets criticized, and rightfully so. The criticism, I mean, they have three concurrent storylines kind of going on right now with the women's division. One for the title with Abaddon and Sheeta. You know, you
Hmm.
have Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, and then you have the stuff with Swole, Serena Deeb, Red Velvet, and then Nyla and Ivelisse Diamante. You got all those, so it's like you got three concurrent women's storylines going on. That's not bad for a company whose women's division is seen to be lackluster.
Yeah, yeah. They have a lot of, like you said, they have a lot of stuff going. Not all of it's great. I'd rather see more Thunder Rosa than
Oh, me
new
too.
people like Jade or whatever.
I
But
definitely like to see more Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa needs to be the face of the damn division if they can get her to sign that contract. And I mean that sincerely. She may
well,
be the
even
best female
Serena
wrestler.
Deeb
Yeah,
during this Serena Deeb match, I'm just like, she's not. She might be good, but she's not exciting. Like
she's
so
not
even
Thunder
during that,
Rosa. You
she's
know,
not. Yeah, I'd rather watch Thunder Rosa, but like you're saying, they need this because the women division at AEW has been lacking, and for people who care about that kind of stuff, they're using that as a excuse to hate on the brand as a whole. So
right?
the more stuff they can do with the division, the more angles they can have is only going to help.
Absolutely. And then finally the main event. You have Kenny
No
Omega,
DQ.
no DQ match against Joey Janela. And it's basically, I mean, Janela got a few good, you know, moments of brilliance in, but overall it was just kind of a showcase of Kenny. And excuse me,
Yeah,
excuse me, the,
your voice is going.
yeah, I love the Don Callis and Kenny Omega team. Like Don Callis just being on the microphone and just being Kenny's like cheerleader hype man was fucking brilliant. You know, I know a lot of people on Reddit and Twitter were kind of angry that they were giving Kenny a manager, you know, best wrestler in the world, cleaner, the best bout machine doesn't need no damn manager. But uh, first of all, yes, he does because Kenny can is kind of inconsistent with his interviews. Not saying he's bad, I'm just saying he's a little inconsistent.
Yeah,
And again, this is an American audience. They need somebody to keep him bad. Brock Lesnar got major pops every night, but Paul Heyman kept Brock Lesnar bad.
right.
You need that in American wrestling, and it's working. And it's working well because, you know, like I said last week, everybody's been wanting to do Goodbye and Goodnight Bang. Not a soul did it because he's part of a package that makes you not want to cheer him. It's good. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Um, and then, you know, so he disposes of Janela, and Pac comes out, and they touch on their history, but then they hype up that there's going to be, and there was another match that Kenny didn't get to wrestle as part of that tournament, because that was the basis of the whole Janela match, was
He took the place.
he got, Janela got replaced, but someone else got replaced in Rey Fenix, and we will be seeing Rey Fenix versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship, and that match is going to be fire.
It's gonna be like I was saying, Ray Phoenix. I was super hot on him at first, but now after just seeing him hurt himself over and over again, it's like, can this guy? He's not hurting other people. He's
He
just
just
hurting
hurt
himself.
himself.
Yeah, and it's just every time I see him, it's like one of the kids that I always work with and shit, where I just tell him slow down. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to always go 100 miles an hour. Just it's gonna be a great match, like Ray's saying. But goddamn, I just don't want to see
Right.
Ray hurt himself again because he's trying to do a flip that no one's gonna catch him for,
Right.
or he's doing a spot 3 steps before anyone's ready for it or
It's
whatever.
yeah.
But
I agree, but I think the match. I've a friend of mine saw
it was
them
funny.
wrestle at a show at NEW in the Northeastern Wrestling.
Uh huh.
After All In, Kenny wrestled Phoenix on one of those cards in matches available on the High Spots Wrestling Network, and I saw it, and it's damn fine match. So if it's half as good as what that match was, we're in for a treat. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. I'm ready to eat an orange, medicate, and get some sleep. But I appreciate you all for tuning in, despite me feeling like shit. I still think Easy gave this to me through cyberspace, but shh. But best wishes to Easy. Hope he gets better. Thanks to Eric for joining me again this week. Eric, sell anything good on Macari?
Yeah, I sold Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, which I think pissed off Raybo because it was a birthday gift. But I got I streamed the entire game for 7 hours, beat it, and
Yeah.
then I got my enjoyment out of it and stuff. So
Yeah.
sold that.
Sold that, but yeah, if he's got more stuff for sale, he'll hype it here. And thank you all for joining us. We are not doing a predictions contest for TLC, but we will do one for the Royal Rumble. And I don't know if we're going to do one for the Tokyo Dome yet, so be on the lookout. That's still up in the air, but we'll see about that. But thank you all for joining us. If you enjoyed, please give this a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from the world of comic books, gaming, anime, and all things geek culture. Follow me on my social media pages. Oh boy, let's go through this. Woo! Facebook.com/AthleticGeek89, Twitter @Athletic_Geek89, and Instagram @AthleticGeek89. And if you'd like to help improve this channel and contribute financially, hit me up on Patreon. My link to my Patreon is in the description box below. And that, we're out. You'll have a good one. Later.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds like your